The security guard's hand was on his taser while I sat there, bald from chemo, with an IV in my arm. My crime? Asking why my white roommate got morphine immediately while I'd been crying in pain for 3 hours with just Tylenol. The nurse had said, "Some people have different pain tolerances." We both knew what she meant by some people. If you think medical racism ended in the Tuskegee era, if you've ever been dismissed by healthcare providers, or if you're fighting cancer while black, brown, or just different, you need to hear this. Because what happened to me is happening in cancer centers across America every single day, and people are dying from it. My name is Keisha Williams. I'm 34 years old, and before cancer, I was unstoppable. Vice president at one of Atlanta's biggest investment firms, youngest black woman to ever hold that position. Six-figure salary, corner office overlooking Midtown, the whole success story package. I grew up in College Park, South Atlanta, where gunshots were as common as church bells. My mama cleaned office buildings at night, went to nursing school during the day, never missed a parent-teacher conference. She used to say, "Baby, you gotta work twice as hard to get half as far, so work 4 times as hard and blow their minds." So I did. Full scholarship to Spelman, MBA from Wharton, recruited straight to Wall Street. Moved back to Atlanta because I wanted to change my city from the inside. Started mentoring young black girls in STEM and finance. Bought my mama a house in Buckhead. Living proof that the American dream wasn't just for other folks. I was athletic, ran the Peachtree Road Race every July, did hot yoga before work, meal prepped on Sundays. No family history of cancer. My grandmother lived to 97, sharp until the end. Cancer wasn't even on my radar. The lump appeared in February 2024, right side, during a regular self-exam in the shower. Tiny, like a frozen pea. I called my gynecologist immediately. I don't play about my health. Got an appointment for the next week. Probably a fibroadenoma, Dr. Peterson said. She was white, late 50s, been my doctor for 3 years. Common in African American women. But let's do an ultrasound to be safe. The ultrasound tech, also white, was chatty at first. "Where do you work?" "Oh, investment banking. How interesting." Then she got quiet, kept going over the same spot. Called the radiologist in. 2 white coats looking at the screen, whispering. Nobody would tell me anything. "Your doctor will call you with results." That was Thursday. Nobody called Friday. I called them. "Doctor's reviewing results. She'll call Monday." Monday came. Nothing. I called again. Put on hold for 20 minutes. Finally, the nurse. "Can you come in tomorrow?" When doctors make you come in for results, you already know. Dr. Peterson couldn't look me in the eye. "It's cancer. Triple negative breast cancer. We need to move fast with this type." Triple negative. The aggressive one. The one that disproportionately affects black women. The one with the worst survival rates. Of course. The oncologist they referred me to had a 3-week wait. 3 weeks with aggressive cancer. When I pushed, the receptionist said, "That's actually quite fast for Dr. Mitchell. He's very sought after." I used my connections. Called a client whose wife was an oncologist at Emory. Got in to see someone else in 3 days. Dr. James, young white guy, looked like he graduated medical school yesterday. "Stage 2B, but with your type of cancer, we need to be aggressive," he said, typing, not looking at me. "Standard protocol is ACT chemotherapy, surgery, possibly radiation." "What about genetic testing?" I asked. "I've read that BRCA mutations." "That's primarily a concern for Ashkenazi Jewish women," he interrupted. "Not really necessary in your case." "In my case? Black woman's case." I insisted on the testing anyway. Guess what? BRCA1 positive. Would have changed my entire treatment plan if I hadn't pushed. Chemotherapy started March 15th. The Cancer Center of Atlanta, beautiful building, waterfalls in the lobby, meditation rooms, supposed to be the best. I walked in optimistic. I walked out traumatized. First day, they couldn't find a vein. The nurse, Becky or Brittany, something with a B, stuck me 7 times. My white roommate, Linda, watched in horror. They got mine on the first try, she whispered. You have difficult veins, Nurse B told me. Common in African Americans. The skin is thicker. The skin is thicker. In 2024, medical professionals still saying our skin is thicker. The same lie they used to justify slavery. When the adriamycin, the red devil chemo, went in, I felt it burning through my veins. It burns, I said. It's supposed to be uncomfortable, Nurse B replied, not looking up from her phone. Linda hit her call button. Mine's burning too. Immediately, 2 nurses rushed over, adjusted her IV, brought ice packs, checked the infusion rate. We'll slow it down, sweetheart. Let's make you comfortable. I sat there, burning, invisible. The nausea hit that night like nothing I'd ever experienced. Violent, uncontrollable. The anti-nausea meds they'd prescribed, Zofran, did nothing. I called the after-hours line. Take another Zofran, the on-call doctor said. It's not working. I can't keep water down. Emergency room if you're really concerned, he said, annoyed. Click. Linda posted in our cancer support group that she was nauseous. Her doctor called in 3 different prescriptions, had a nurse check on her at home. Second round of chemo, the bone pain started. Neulasta shot, they said, to boost white blood cells. Might cause some discomfort. Discomfort. Like calling a hurricane, a little rain. It felt like someone was crushing my bones from the inside. I couldn't walk, couldn't sleep. Called the clinic, begging for pain management. Try Tylenol, the nurse said. I've taken the maximum dose. Please, I need something stronger. Doctor's not available. If it's that bad, go to the ER. So I did. Sat in that ER for 6 hours, tears streaming down my face. When they finally saw me, the doctor, older white man, looked at me suspiciously. Says here you're requesting pain medication. I'm in chemotherapy. The Neulasta. We see a lot of drug-seeking behavior. I can offer you Motrin. Drug-seeking. In my Chanel suit, with my Emory Cancer Center bracelet, my port visible under my collar. Drug-seeking. Meanwhile, Linda posted about her bone pain. Her doctor prescribed oxycodone immediately. No one should suffer during treatment, he told her. Third round, I came prepared. Brought my white friend Sarah as my advocate. Suddenly, miraculously, I was believable. They offered pain medication before I asked. Adjusted my anti-nausea protocol. Checked on me hourly. Your friend must be suffering so much, Nurse B told Sarah. We need to stay on top of her pain. Same nurse who'd ignored me for 2 rounds. But now I had a white validator, so I was human. The day security was called was round 4, April 30th, 2024. I'll never forget. I'd been in severe pain for hours. My roommate this time, different white woman named Karen, I kid you not, had just arrived. She mentioned discomfort, immediately got morphine. I asked my nurse, new one, young white woman. Why does she get morphine immediately when I've been waiting 3 hours? Everyone's pain is different, she said. My pain is real, I said, louder than intended. Are you threatening me? What? No, I'm asking for equal treatment. I feel unsafe, she said, backing away. You're being aggressive. Aggressive. The magic word. 5 minutes later, security arrived. Large white man, hand hovering near his taser, while I sat there, bald, weighing 90 pounds, hooked to chemotherapy. "Ma'am, you need to calm down." I am calm. I'm in pain. I'm asking for pain medication during cancer treatment. Karen spoke up. She hasn't done anything wrong. She's just asking for help. Security looked confused. The white woman was defending me. Didn't fit the narrative. He left. 20 minutes later, I got pain medication. Half the dose Karen got. I filed a complaint. Hospital administration offered a meeting. 3 white administrators explaining how I'd misunderstood the situation, how they have protocols and assessment tools that are completely objective. "Your pain assessment scored lower," they said. "Based on what?" "Observed behavior and presentation." Translation: I wasn't crying the right way, wasn't performing pain in a way they recognized as legitimate. That's when I started recording everything. Phone out, video rolling. This is Keisha Williams, April 30th, 2024. Been waiting 4 hours for pain management. Funny how treatment improved when they knew they were being documented. I found Dr. Aisha Patel, Black oncologist, through the Black Women's Cancer Network. Had to drive 40 minutes to see her, but she looked at my entire case, horrified. "Your doses have been consistently underprescribed," she said. "Your pain management is inadequate. And nobody thought to test you for BRCA. This is medical negligence." She adjusted everything. Proper doses. Preventive pain management. Anti-nausea protocol that actually worked. Treated me like a human being with a medical degree and a brain. "I need you to know," she said, "Black women are 40% more likely to die from breast cancer than white women. Not because our cancer is worse, because our treatment is worse." Statistics I knew, but hadn't wanted to believe. Published studies showing Black women get less pain medication, less aggressive treatment, longer wait times, worse follow-up care. The data was right there, has been for decades, and nothing changes. I started sharing my story on social media. The responses flooded in: Black women, Latina women, Indigenous women, all with the same stories. Called aggressive for advocating, dismissed as drug-seeking, undertreated, overlooked, disbelieved. White women in my support group were shocked. "But my oncologist is so nice." "I've never experienced that." "Are you sure it was about race?" Linda, my first chemo roommate, reached out privately. "I watched how they treated you. I didn't want to believe it, but I saw it. I'm sorry I didn't speak up." I switched all my treatment to Dr. Patel's clinic. Night and day difference. Still had to fight insurance. They questioned why I was driving so far when there were quality facilities closer. Quality for whom? Surgery was scheduled for July. Double mastectomy because of the BRCA mutation they almost didn't test for. The surgical team at Dr. Patel's hospital, diverse. My anesthesiologist was a Black woman who actually listened when I told her I metabolize anesthesia quickly. "Redheads and Black women often need adjusted doses," she said. "But nobody studies us, so nobody knows." Woke up from surgery properly medicated. No suffering for hours like the horror stories I'd heard. Recovery room nurse, Filipino woman named Maria, checked on me constantly. "Pain is easier to prevent than treat," she said. Revolutionary concept, apparently. But here's what kills me. I'm one of the lucky ones. I had resources, education, job with good insurance, could afford to drive 40 minutes for better care, could take time off work, had connections to find better doctors. What about the Black women who can't? Who believe the first doctor who dismisses them? Who can't afford to doctor shop? Who die because they're not believed? I'm in recovery now. The cancer responded well to treatment once I got proper care. Dr. Patel saved my life, not just medically, but by believing me. The investment firm gave me extended leave. I'm using it to document these stories, creating a database of Black oncologists, patient advocates, hospitals with better outcomes for Black women, fighting insurance companies who deny coverage for unnecessary second opinions. My mama, the one who cleaned buildings to put me through school, sits with me during radiation. Baby, she said, I thought your generation wouldn't have to fight these same fights. But we do. With degrees, with money, with everything they said would make us equal, we still have to prove our pain is real. I think about my ancestors, experimented on without consent, operated on without anesthesia, because doctors believed we didn't feel pain the same way. That mythology still lives in exam rooms and emergency departments and cancer centers. Karen, my roommate when security was called, became an unexpected ally. She's using her privilege now, going to appointments with Black women, validating their pain. I'm just here to witness, she says. It shouldn't be necessary, but it works. The security guard who almost tased me, saw him last month when I went back to file more paperwork. He apologized, said his wife was going through cancer now, and he couldn't imagine someone treating her that way. I wanted to scream. You almost tased me during chemotherapy. But I just nodded. Another teaching moment for white folks, courtesy of Black pain. Dr. James, the first oncologist who dismissed genetic testing, his office called last month. They're updating protocols and implementing cultural competency training. Too late for me, maybe not for the next Black woman. I'm writing a book now. Surviving While Black, a Cancer Story. Not just about the disease, but about the disease of racism that makes fighting cancer even deadlier for us. People ask if I'm bitter. Hell yes, I'm bitter. Bitter that in 2024 my pain is still questioned. Bitter that my life was deemed less worthy of saving. Bitter that I had to nearly die to be believed. But I'm also determined. Every Black woman who walks into that cancer center after me will have my number, will have Dr. Patel's number, will have resources, advocates, proof that they're not crazy, their pain is real, and they deserve the same fighting chance. My cancer is in remission now. The medical racism? That's the chronic condition that might never go into remission. But I'm fighting both with everything I've got. Because my mama was wrong about one thing. We don't have to work 4 times as hard. We have to work 10 times as hard, document everything, bring witnesses, and still might die because someone decides we're aggressive for wanting to live. Thank you for listening to my story. If it made you uncomfortable, good. It should. If you're a Black woman or person of color facing medical discrimination, document everything. Record if you can. Bring a witness. Find doctors who look like you or at least see you. Your pain is real. Your concerns are valid. Don't let them gaslight you into accepting less. If you're a medical professional listening, examine your biases. They're killing us. Literally. That difficult patient might just be fighting for their life in a system that's already decided they matter less. If you're someone with privilege in medical spaces, use it. Be the witness. Ask why your roommate is treated differently. Question the disparities you see. Your silence is complicity. Share this story, not for sympathy, but for change. Comment with your own experiences. Let's build this database of truth they can't ignore anymore. Subscribe if you want to hear more stories that expose the intersection of health and injustice. Because cancer doesn't discriminate, but the healthcare system sure as hell does. Remember, advocating for yourself isn't aggressive, it's survival. From a black woman who survived cancer despite the system, not because of it. Stay vigilant, stay vocal, and stay alive. We deserve that much.